Hey guys, and welcome back to another video doing advanced GIS. And so in this video, we're going to be doing 4 different things. So in our first step, I just want to be creating a network dataset from a road dataset in ArcCatalog. So if you bring up ArcCatalog, you can just go ahead and go up to connect to folder and just find the location where all your files are. So for example, here are all mine. So we now want to create a network dataset. So to do that, we just go up to customize. Then we go to extensions, and then we can just add the Network Analyst Extension. So that's been added. So then I'm just going to right click my shapefile and create a new network dataset. And I can name that whatever it is I want. I'll just leave it as that. Next. So minutes is one of the costs of our network, but we can add other costs as well. And you know this is a cost because it's an attribute. It has this little symbol meaning it's an attribute. So we can just go ahead and add others as well. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one distance. I'll leave this as a cost. I'll make the units in meters, and I'll leave this as a double. And then I'm just going to go ahead and click OK, and that's been added, as you can see. I'm just going to go ahead and click this row and then click evaluators. I'm going to go ahead and change the type to field and the value to length. This makes the length be the attribute for the travel distance. So I'm just going to hit apply and OK, and then we need to add another one as well. So what I'm adding here is a travel direction constraint. So I'm going to call this one way and restriction. Now I'm just going to go into the evaluators of our one way. So for from to, I'm just going to change this to field, and then value I'm going to change it to one way end. We can then go ahead and click the Evaluator Properties button. So I'm just going to add in equals to. Just what this means is that it is a one-way road in the to from direction. So I'm going to hit OK. And then for the second one, to from, I'll do the same thing. I'll make a expression again. There we go. And I'll make this one equals 1. We will also need to add in turn impedance. So the more features that you have on the road, so if you can't make a right turn or a left turn or something like that, these are all impedance factors which will slow down and constrain your network or a vehicle on your network. What we need to do is we need to create a turn table to say which roads can make a U-turn and which roads have a stop sign or something like that. And you can type in turns in the network dataset if you in the ArcGIS help location if you want to read more about that kind of stuff. We're not going to be making a turn table in this video though. We'll just be having a global impedance for all turns of any kind. So we might say that like all left turns are 3 seconds and all right turns might be like 12 seconds or something. Hit apply and OK. And then I'm going to click on the minutes field, and then I'm just going to go ahead and select evaluators. So then I'm just going to go into the default values, and I'm going to go to turn, and I'm going to say type. I don't want it to be constant. I want to be a global turn delay. And then I can set the value for this. So then I can just go ahead to the evaluator properties, which I have right here. So now I'm just going to change my turning times. So a right turn delay, I'll change this to say 12 seconds because in Australia you drive on the left hand side. So if you're crossing, if you're turning right, then you have to like cross a junction, cross a crash point, you can call it. But since we drive on the left hand side, if you were turning left into the left road, it's much easier. So it can just be like say 3 seconds. So now we can just go ahead and click OK. Good. Let me just make sure that that's all right. 12 and 3. Yep, that's good. So now I'm just going ahead and hit apply, and then I can hit OK. And this is what we should have here generally. And I'll just remove this length field. There we go. So now we're ready to build the network dataset. So let's just go ahead and click next. Go ahead and hit next again. Now I just want to click the directions button. Now I just want to change the display length units to meters, which we'll be working in. And so that's all good. Now we just go ahead and hit apply and OK. So when we've done all that, we should see a... Yep, so looks good. Let's just finish. But now, yeah, let's build it now. So we should create a new network dataset and a junctions shapefile. Shapefile network dataset, this one, and the junctions file. And now also, if I were to click on any one of these, I can also preview if there's any kind of data. So these are shapefiles, right? So if I just clicked on, say, the junctions, and then I went to preview, I can see all the points there. And if you go back to contents and you think you can't see them at all, they're just over here. So you just want to click on your folder location and they'll come back up again. Great, so that was creating a network dataset from a road dataset in Arc Catalog. So next we're going to be identifying the shortest path between two or more locations. So now here in ArcMap, we can just go ahead and if we haven't already connected to the folder, which it should automatically be done in Arc Catalog, just do that. And then I'm just going to get mine and I'm just going to bring it down. And I just want to bring in our ND file. Do you want to add all feature classes that participate? Yes. This just means all things that are connected. Great, and you can see it right here. Great, now, so in order to find the shortest point between two locations, I just want to bring in my file, which I'm going to be using for that. So you can't really see them. I might be able to change the symbology size, make it way, way bigger. There they are. Great. Now, in order to find the shortest route between these 2 points, and I just had to bring in the first one, the second one was accidental, you just want to go up to Customize and then go to Extensions, and you want to make sure that your Network Analyst is on so that you can use it. There you go. There you go. Now it is on. So here I'm just going to go ahead and bring in mine, Network Analyst. I'll just click on it and you can see it's popped up here. You can also pop it in, you can also throw it into the side as well if you don't want to have it next to everything else. There we go. Now I want to add a new route. So in order to do that, I just click on Network Analyst and I click on New Route, which you can see will be added over to the layers over here. Now to use all the funky things that you can use with Network Analyst, you just want to go up to here to Network Analyst window, pop that open, and you can see everything that you can work with. So we may also want to create some stops between our 2 points. So in order to do that, we just have to go over to Stops, right click it, then go to Load Locations. So I'm just going to load in the localities SHP file, and I'm going to change the tolerance to 100 meters. So I can just go ahead and click OK now, and then if I put down stops, I can see the 2 that I have available. Just open up the route properties window, which is this one up here. Then I want to go to the accumulation tab, and I want to make sure that distance and minutes are both ticked, travel time and travel distance. So now we've created everything that we need between these 2 points. So now we just go up to our solve button. And so this here has found the shortest route between our 2 points, given everything that we've added in. And we can also view what this route actually is. If we just click on directions right next to solve, we can see which route was taken and the distance to do all of it. So we're now on to our third point, which is to find the closest medical clinic near an incident. Great, so now I've turned off everything I don't need, and now I can just accidentally close the window, so I can just bring it back up by hitting this right here. Great. Oh, and if you ever be an idiot like me and you accidentally close the table of contents, you can just go to Windows, then just click on Table of Contents to bring it back again. Now, with our dataset, in order to find the closest medical facility, we just have to go up here to Network Analyst, and then we can go to New Closest Facility. Now I'm just going to right-click Facilities. Oh, doesn't crash. There we go. Right-click Facilities, and then you want to go to Load Locations. Then I'm going to load from the amenity service, which are my hospitals and all that, and I'm going to change the tolerance to 50. I'm just going to go ahead and click OK. Now I'm just going to go ahead and click the Layer Properties button, and then we'll go to Analysis Settings, I think. I'm just going to make sure that the Facilities to Find is just set to 1, because there's only one place I want to find at the moment. And I'm also going to make sure that travel from incident to facility is ticked. And then in the accumulation tab, I want to make sure that distance and minutes are both ticked. Now I'm just going to go down and click on apply and OK. Then I'm going to go up and click on the create network location tool to get this out. So then what you want to do is you just want to go straight up to create network location tool, and then you want to make sure that incidents is selected, and then just click anywhere on the map, and then just like that I made an incident that one of these facilities can go to. So then I can just go up to the solve button, and it'll find just like that the straightest the shortest route from any one of these facilities to this location. And then again I can just go up to the directions button if I want to see how long it'll take to get there and by what routes. So I'll just close that. And if I wanted to get rid of this, I just go to right click this, delete, and then there you go, it's been removed. And you'll see that a route has also been made. I can also delete this if I want to get rid of it. If I click on incidents again and I click on a new place, for example over here, I can just go up to solve, and then there you go, a new route has been made. And again I can find the directions and the time it takes to get to that point. Great. So that means we're up to the final point, and that is to identify the service areas of 2 ambulance stations. So if we had 2 points on a map, right, we would want to find what areas those 2 facilities cover, like 2 police stations, who goes to what crime scene or something like that. So again, I'm just going to add in my data sets. Let's just bring this in so I can work with it yet again. And I'm also going to bring in my ambulances. So now I just want to go up and create a new service area. So service areas are polygon areas that some point will enact like its usefulness over. So in order to get started, we have to add our ambulance areas as facilities. So we just go over to facilities. So we've got facilities, and now we just want to go over to load locations, which we have here. And I just want to select our ambulances as our facilities, and I'll make the tolerance 50 again. Great. Then you just want to go up to the service area properties button, go ahead to that. Now I just want to go into the analysis settings tab, and then I can set the impedance, whatever I want it to be. So for example, I can set it to 2 minutes. Well, go away. And I'm going to make sure that the direction is set to away from facility, so going to the location. And I'm going to make sure that the generate polygons button is clicked. And I'm going to set the types, just leave them as what they are, to generalize for polygon type, and the overlay type will be rings. Then I'm just going to go down to apply and OK. So now that we have our three ambulance facilities, we can now just go up to the solve button to produce polygons which will encompass the entire area. So sorry, these aren't the entire areas. These are areas within 2 minutes of the facilities. So 2 minutes travel time from each of these hospitals. This is how far an ambulance can reach in 2 minutes. So we can just go over to them, and then we can go to polygons, and then we can just go down to export data, and then we can export that to however we want.